I'm Jim Parker with Cruzbike, and today we're going to go over the basics of learning how to ride a Cruzbike for the first time. Right here in this driveway, in this cul-de-sac behind me, I've taught many people how to ride a Cruzbike. It's very simple. If you can ride a regular bike, then you can ride a Cruzbike. It does take a modicum of balance and strength, but again, if you can ride a regular bike, you can ride one of these. And the joy you'll have after you learn to ride it is worth the effort. First thing we're going to talk about is having the proper equipment. We want to have a helmet on, we want to have comfortable shoes on, we want to have our bike assembled properly by a mechanic, or at least checked out by a mechanic. Make sure everything is working properly, all the gears are shifting, the brakes work. We want to have a good environment, having a nice quiet place with no traffic. A gentle downhill is important. It helps get things started easily. We want to have the right attitude. This might take you 5 minutes to learn how to ride this bike, or you might have to work at it a little bit every day for 5 days. So whether it takes you 5 minutes or 5 days, you just have to have the attitude that you are going to learn how to ride this bike. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get on the bike. I'm going to turn the bike this way. For a Cruzbike and most recumbents, you're going to step through. You're going to step right across. Instead of swinging your leg over the back of the bike like on a regular bike, you're just going to step through the bike, step over it, and you're going to just have a seat on the bike. Just sit down, feel the suspension, and I want you to feel the brakes. The first thing I want you to master on the bike is the brakes. This has hand brakes. You want to squeeze them, and that gives you a nice firm foundation for using the brakes. So once you get the brakes set and you are comfortable that the bike is stable, we want to set the length of the telescopic front tube, this adjustable tube here. Some people call it the boom. We want to adjust that so that when the pedal is farthest away from you, your knee is just slightly bent, comfortably bent. And when the pedal is close to you, you have clearance between your knee and your handlebar. Now, your knee, when it comes up, should be coming up towards the inside of the handlebar, not out here. Some people, when they learn to ride the bike, they have their knees coming to the outside, and that's not proper. The knee should come up right to the, I'm going to turn the bike this way so you can see, your knees should come up into this part of the handlebar, not out here. So your knees come straight up into that space. So you want to have the bike adjusted so that you have clearance here, and when your pedal is farthest away from you, you have a slight bend in your knee. The next thing we're going to do once we get that adjusted, and that's easily to adjust with this quick adjustment here, we're going to do what we call Fred Flintstoning, or just paddling the bike around. And I'm going to show you how to do that. You're going to just sit forward, and you're just going to Fred Flintstone. You're just going to paddle the bike and feel it roll. And feel that heavy front end. It's got a heavy front end. You're just going to let the bike just roll, and you're just going to paddle it around in circles. And then do a few figure eights. And just let the bike just roll in front of you like this. And let the bike coast with your feet just off the ground. Notice I have my palms open here. You just need a light touch on the grips. You don't need to be squeezing the grips real hard. Just a light touch or open palms. And feel the bike coast along. Practice using the brakes. Just squeeze the brakes and put your feet down. That's how you come to a stop. So what we're doing is just Fred Flintstone. Take a little break, have a drink of water, and then do it again. Just let the bike roll underneath you and feel it steer and roll. The bike will roll more smoothly if you have your tires fully inflated. That makes it less rolling resistance, so that'll be good. So have your tires inflated. So after we've paddled the bike and we've rolled and we've steered, what we're going to do is we're going to go farther down the hill here, and we're going to begin pedaling. Now you may not get to this part right away, or you might, but what we're going to do is I'm going to direct the bike down this very gentle slope. I'm going to paddle it up to speed. Then I'm going to very deliberately and carefully bring my foot up to the pedal and I'm going to plant the ball of my foot squarely on the pedal, and then only once I've got my foot properly positioned, I'm going to begin pedaling. Once I do that, when you do it for the first time, you might go off to the right or the left because you're not used to the motion of pedaling. But if you do, it's okay. Just apply your brakes, come to a stop, and start over until you can keep the bike going down the road. All right, here we go. I'm going to paddle it up to speed here. And then I'm going to bring my foot up carefully and start pedaling. All right, so that was real easy. Now I'm going to simulate what a beginner does a lot. Many times a beginner will go off to the side, so they'll start pedaling, and then when they start pedaling, the bike goes off to one side or the other, and they wobble, and that's okay. If you can correct it, fine. If you can't, then don't fall, just put your brakes on and put your feet down. There should be no falling on the Cruzbike when you're learning. This is a no-fall process. If you feel unbalanced, just apply your brakes and put your feet down on the ground. Take a deep breath and try it again. If you practice these techniques, proper adjustment, proper equipment, proper attitude, gentle slope, paddle, roll, and pedal. Feel the steer, feel the heavy front end. Just practice those techniques, gentle grip on the handlebars, and you will learn to ride a Cruzbike. I hope you really enjoy it. This is Jim Parker with Cruzbike.